Shadow the Golden Crane, issue number 3 of 4 from Dark Horse Comics. So, once again, another issue with Sue. This time she's on her own because Victor is helping Hellboy deal with some other monster in California. And so Sue has gone to this woman named Mrs. Wan who owns this shop. And basically, Mrs. Wan has had some kind of issue with a creature. She calls it a storm. It's like an angry cloud. And it shows up in the shop and things go flying everywhere. And at first, Sue's wondering, like, have you lost a member of any family recently? Because sometimes they return as hungry ghosts. And Mrs. Wan kind of gets upset. She's like, do you think I don't know how to honor the dead with all the loved ones I've lost? And then she's like, there it is. And it's like this weird, angry cloud. And it starts kind of causing a ruckus in the store. It's like tossing things and throwing things around. Sue asks, has there been any shipments from Hong Kong? Like anything like ambulance, charms, hairpins? And she says, none of that, but there has been this jar that I got. Here it is. And as soon as Sue touches it, she gets flashes of memories of other people who have touched the jar. And she basically goes to the capital city of Xiang in 690 AD during the reign of Empress Wu Zetian. I probably butchered those pronunciations, forgive me. But it was China's first and only female emperor. And she goes through the eyes of a courtesan named Yang Mei. And so we see Yang Mei walking through the palace. And she comes across this little shack, it looks like, where she meets two of her fellow sisters. And it turns out that all three of them are members of the Golden Crane Society. And there has been some kind of haunting going on around the palace. They're trying to figure out what it is, like what's causing this, but they haven't been able to figure anything out. Basically, one of them talked to a bunch of servants, and they've had encounters all over the palace, but they're still terrified. Another one tried to perform an exorcism in hopes of flushing out the spirits, but got no response. And the last one actually saw what the spirit or the creature was, and she said it looked like an angry cloud. And so they take up swords and they go out to searching the palace to try to find whatever this thing is. And eventually they start getting attacked by vases and stools and stuff. And there's like this weird demonic cat and messed up rats, and they start fighting them. And they realize that we're dealing with witches. There are witches somewhere on this ground, on the palace grounds, and they're the ones causing all this trouble. We have to find them and put a stop to them. And so eventually they come across a witch and I'm guessing a wizard or a mage or whatever you want to call a male witch. They are doing some kind of ritual in front of the jar that Sue has in the present day. And it turns out that these people are loyal to the old emperor and they're not loyal to the new empress. And they pull the lid off the jar, and that's when the angry cloud comes out and starts causing trouble. And so we have all three girls trying to stop it. One is trying to exorcise the cloud. The other one's fighting against a bunch of flying vases and stuff. And the other one goes straight for the jar. She basically knocks out the wizard and witch, grabs the jar, shuts it, and that's when all the hauntings stop. So now Sue in the present day knows what she's got to do. Lady, find the lid to this jar. The lady finds the lid. She puts it on the jar. The angry cloud goes in the jar. The day is saved. And I'll say this. This series would have worked better as an anthology series. As a series that's about Sue, I don't know. I don't really get much of Sue here. Like she basically is the bookends of the story. She's in the beginning. She introduces the item or the creature or whatever. Then most of it is just a giant flashback. And then she is at the end where she concludes her story. And that would work better as like an anthology, I think. Like she can almost be like a Crypt Keeper / Elvira type of character where we could have just had her like introduce some item and then we get to see like the past of this item and whatever human had to deal with that item. And then, we see her back in the present day and she just says some little quip or whatever, and we can see her locking away the item. Like, this could have been like a series of the Golden Crane Society where Sue could have just been like a member, and she's just introducing all these items that have supernatural magics behind them. And then she's like, and here we have this jar of so-and-so. And here's the story of the jar. And then we get the story of the jar. And then it's like, next time we will talk about whatever. Like, it works like that. But like for anyone who's like a fan of Sue herself, I don't know how much enjoyment you like. This doesn't really feel like her story. It feels like everybody but her, kind of. But that's just like my belief on it. I like the series though. I do really enjoy it. I don't know much about the Sue character, like other than the fact that, I mean, obviously she's, I'm assuming, Chinese, because most of her visions deal with people from ancient China, and she's part of the same police group as Hellboy and stuff, and she has history with the Golden Crane Society. Maybe she was like a member, or her family is the members, and that when she touches items or spirits or whatever, she can get like past glimpse of like a former ancestor or someone in the society that did something to stop whatever creature is currently causing a ruckus. So, I mean, that's an interesting premise, but I just feel like we don't do much with her. It seems like we're just seeing more of like the flashbacks and other character stories. But the other character stories are interesting. Like, I do like the idea of this like courtesan and her two friends who are a member of the secret society, and they go around and basically deal with any supernatural elements that are happening at the palace grounds. Like, that sounds kind of cool. And the story itself is fine. It's just, I don't know. Like, I'm wondering how are you going to wrap this up? Because it felt like in the very beginning they were building up something with Sue, where like we had her being told stories of the Golden Crane Society when she was young, like her and her sibling. And it seemed like it was going to be like more of that, like the society has something to do with her, and there's a bunch of items that got leaked out from society that got like stolen from them. And, you know, somehow this is all going to play a part in her past and things. But it seems like that whole aspect of the story got dropped. And now it's more of just her going around, touching items, getting visions, and then we see everything from the past. And then we just cut back to her, and she easily defeats whatever because she learns how like past maybe ancestors or past society members were able to stop it. I don't know what the final issue is going to be. Like, is the next final issue going to be basically just another thing of her touching another item from the past? Or is it going to be something where like all these past visions have some kind of meaning and she's going to put it all together and solve this big case in the next issue? I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do like it. I like this series. I feel like it would work better as just like an ongoing anthology, where you can just have like from the world of Hellboy, and you can just have her being like a host. Like, she's basically like the Elvira. She's like the Crypt Keeper. She's like the Ron, what's his name from Twilight Zone, where they're just kind of, they're there, they set up the story, and then they bookend the story, and the rest of the story is just something else, kind of like what we've been getting. But yeah, this was fun. There's Shadow the Golden Crane, issue number 3 from Dark Horse Comics. One more issue to go, and then we're done. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.